Hi, Patreons. Thank you for your continued support. I'm just sharing this out on my social medias. But I wanted you to know I appreciate you very much. Twitter. Facebooks. Hi, guys. I'll be with you in a second. Just sharing this out on my social media. Oh, Phil's in the house, my friend. Being so kind when I didn't make it on last night in the end. Facebook. Join me live. Join me live. Oh, God. Why can't I remember how to do exclamation marks? Boom. That's done it. Right. You got on the computer. Oh, vegan lady trucker. How are you doing, my lovely? One of my very best and kindest supporters, bless you. I really appreciate you, my darling. Just FYI. Well, I'm just getting set up. Oh, was it stuck? Can you guys see me okay and hear me? And can you hear that squeaking? It's the upstairs squeakers. They're really nice, just a bit squeaky. I wonder if they know their life to the world with they squeaky asses. Okay, who's in the house? I vegan. Hello, my friend. I like your tag there. Good name. Are you new to the stream? Beth Coney's in the house. I know you, my lovely vegan trucker lady. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Mishka's in the house. Vegan Budget is in Holland. Oh, welcome. How's the vegan scene like where you're at? And Jesse Hitman's in the house. Oh, Mishka is in Hertfordshire. Nice. And where are you from originally? Are you not from here, I'm guessing? Maybe you just fancied a different name. I'll just thumb up the stream before I moan at everyone else about following up the stream. Thumbing up, not thumbing up the stream. Vegan chocolate lady, I'm fabulous, and yeah, already and shit. Liked and shared. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys don't mind to like the stream, it really helps me to reach more people. And you know, just my dream is to just turn the whole world vegan. So we need to pump the stream out there. Chanda's in the house. I've not seen you for a while. How are you doing, my friend? Oh, Ray Sleever's in the house. Lovely, lovely. Ronald Tips. How's life, Paul? Greetings from Mallorca. Oh, nice. That sounds... Oh, I'd like to be in Mallorca. I think things will be a lot better if I was in Mallorca. But I can't moan. Actually, we've had quite a sunny day today for, like, England. It's been quite sunny, reasonably warm. And what's happened today? Oh yeah, I heard that my Vivo Life affiliation is going extremely well, like many times better than I kind of expected to really do. And it seems that before I was with bulk powders, kind of like bargain basement style, and I didn't worry too much in those days. I just used to get like a cheap sort of supplement, thinking, why do you want to spend loads? You know, the protein's not going to be build any more muscle. And since what I've learned is bargain basement protein powders are contaminated with lead and all sorts. Even the middle of the road ones can be really contaminated with heavy metals. There's not many that have passed the test, even the vegan ones. And so it seems people don't mind to pay a bit more for quality. So that's really done good. And yeah, and Nutcrafter Creamery. I just told them how much I loved their cheese. I tried one recently. I think it was called the Piquant one. And they've sent me a box of cheeses, and they're all cashew based. It's not coconut oil, so it's not going to give you heart disease. So that's very good. How's the vegan scene in Mallorca there? I'm interested. Mike 20, have you ever fasted for 4 days? I once fasted for a week. Just because I was feeling unwell. Gemma, my partner, fasted for 33 days. And so that was at the True North Clinic in Santa Rosa in America. So Dr. Clapper was her MD. And there was Goldhammer there. I think Doug Lyle was there. And that cowboy guy, the mad cowboy, whatever his name is. Harold Lyman, a voice from beyond has just told me. Chanda, I'm good. Just started my A-levels. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad you're doing well in the world. Phil D, if I may fire a controversial question, QI said avocados not being due to bees. I was saying it was a great British bake-off. I appreciate tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, I think we would have known by now if that was a thing. Us vegans are really picky, so if a bee so much as looked at it, like, you probably would not be allowed to eat it. I vegan. Random question. Favourite protein supplement apart from Vivo Life? Oh, controversial. I don't think I'll be allowed to say because part of my contract is to not promote other companies. So, and to be honest, since finding out about the heavy metals, I don't know which other company. I think there are one or two others that passed, but I don't know who they are. So what I will say is, Vivo Life are definitely best. It's like well, it's actually veganic, like farming. It's independently tested. It's just so rigorous. Fermented yellow pea protein. You know, it's really good stuff. Other than that, if you're going to go with someone else, don't go with one of the real cheap ones, and try and find out whether they're certificated, whether they're certified for not having heavy metal contamination. That's one thing I will say. And from a health perspective, I would look for one without like artificial additives. You know, look for whole foods ingredients. That's what I will say on that one. Phlegm Face is in the house. Phil D, post the cheese link. I don't know the link, but they're called Nutcrafter Creamery. Nutcrafter Creamery. They are so nice. They're sending us some real funky ones to try. There's a charcoal one. Aged Dulce. Jem? Yeah? What are you doing? Sorry? What are you doing on? Do you want to bring those cheeses through in a second? They're in the fridge where you are. Oh God! Do you want to see the cheeses? I'll get the cheeses. They're in the fridge, which luckily is in the living room. Well, one of our fridges is in the living room. You're welcome, Phil. You're a good supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate you. Just talk amongst yourselves. It'll be 1 second. Oh, you got me some beetroot juice. Yeah. You lovely girl. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and I'm back in the room. The computer is so far behind. So these are the types of cheeses I tried before, except these are different varieties of it. So it's like a hard cheese. So this one is roasted garlic. Roasted garlic. And as I say, it's made with cashews instead of coconut oil, which means it won't clog your arteries up. This is the decadent aged dulse. So you're getting some of your iodine. You don't need a whole load of dulse, so probably easily hit your RDA of iodine with a serving of that. Aged black peppercorns, the opulent. By the way, guys, I'm not getting paid to like promote these. It's just the fact that I like them so much. They sent me some, so it's just polite to. It's nice to be nice, isn't it? Let me just pull you back in. Okay. Oh yeah, the volcanic charcoal, aged charcoal at that. So charcoal is very alkalizing, isn't it? I remember from my combat and survival times when I was a teenager and I was into sort of wilderness survival and all that. I was telling Gemma, like, they said to eat charcoal with mint. If you've got a real upset stomach. Foot Soldier's in the house, what's up? If you guys aren't following Foot Soldier, what the hell are you doing? No offence. How's it going, Foot Soldier? You still making gains in the gym now. Put on 2 kilos in a month. So that's like £1 a week. That's perfect. Any more than that, you're putting slop on. So I say he's done that spot on. So this as well, halloumi. So halloumi, but a vegan version. So you can grill this. So that's nice. The only one product, they sent me one product which I didn't, which I wouldn't endorse. I mean, I'll show you it. So it's cashew fromage with chives, but this has got a bit of oil in it. Bit of oil. So I wouldn't endorse that personally, but all their other products, healthful. Healthy gains. Right, who's saying what? Chanda, I heard that dogs are able to be vegan, yet cats are not. Is this not true since you have a vegan cat? So, yeah, so by rights, cats are obligate carnivores. So that's it, like in nature, and that's eating like natural foods. However, we can produce foods, you know, so now we're talking processed foods, but yeah, cats can be fed vegan, complete cat food. It's not a whole food, so, you know, and I give the cats that live with us, we do feed them this vegan. It must be complete because it has to be pH balanced for them, like specifically, and they add in the taurine and things like this, which incidentally they do with like canned meats and things. So that's, you know, obviously that's highly processed as well. But as a nutritionist, as someone who promotes whole foods for humans, it's a little bit speciesist of me to say, oh, well, cats can just have processed foods. So I do appreciate I'm a hypocrite. It took us months to come to this decision. We did a lot of soul searching. We asked loads of people. We looked up on the net, and it seems most cats do really well on this complete vegan foods. I know of one person who their cat developed crystals in the urine, which immediately you have to take them off. They do have to have meat, sadly. You know, one of our cats now, she's been eating the vegan food for years. She was only meant to live for 1 year. She's currently 12 years old, so it's not hurting her. She's born with like a heart murmur. So I couldn't keep giving my money and knowing where it was going and harming, you know, animals. You know, for the sake of this one animal, I know I'm going to turn a blind eye to these hundreds of animals. But I don't judge anyone. It's not easy. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And I would not judge. And it's just a horrible situation, really. I certainly wouldn't want to... going forwards, I wouldn't get any companion animals that were not vegan, basically. But of course, we had the cats pre-veganism. Bay Shore's roof cleaning. If you want your roof cleaned in the Bay Shore area, give a man a shout. He's awesome. I've heard. April just shared Dominion with a bunch of friends yesterday. Only got one response at 15 people. Yeah, you will. I think it's mostly just vegans who will look at something like that. Most people don't, you know, it'll put them off their dinner, they'll say. But yeah, like if you're not willing to look at it, why are you willing to eat it? It's not easy though, it's not easy. And oftentimes if we share things like this, people are just going to unfollow us. That's what I found. Had I have been clever in the early days, I would have done 4 posts about other things before doing the one vegan specific post on Facebook. But no, I was so enthused. I thought, you know, if I've seen like what happens to animals. I'm a good person. My friends and family are good people. So if I just share this stuff, immediately, obviously, they'll go vegan. But it's not that easy. And you will just turn people off. And so it's hard, you know. But we do need to share these things out. We need to be doing all different approaches. So it's hard, isn't it? It's really hard. But good on you for really trying. Lewis, gay days in the house, the phlegm face. Have you been watching Great British Bake Off? I'm guessing. Apparently vegans don't deserve cake. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard a little bit about it. I heard that was fairly well received, but I didn't see it. Mr. Alex is in the house. Race Lever trying to get you to reach contract. Squiddy fan, why don't vegans have honey? I wonder if anyone's already answered this. So, you know, when you mess the hive about, you crush like loads of them. In a commercial facility, the queens are brought in and they clip the wings so they can't fly off. There's artificial insemination, like squeeze the abdomen of male bees. And also, like, how would you like to go to work all week and then go to your fridge and someone's nicked all your food? And you've done that all for nothing. So veganism is not only like nutritional, it's not only cruelty, you know, like leather, whatever. It's also exploitation. So like a vegan wouldn't like ride a horse, for instance. Relatives, the vegan is not huge in New York, but there are a handful of decent locations. Some are clean eaters. So yeah, it makes it hard eating out, doesn't it? Norwich is pretty good for vegans, and there are one or two places even for more healthful eating, but I imagine some places it's virtually impossible. Yeah, it's good that it's starting to catch on there, though. Very nice. Michelle Lowe, I don't watch Bake Gigantic Cake at the minute. I'll just to prove that vegan cakes don't collapse. Yale Becker, is that? Sorry if I butchered your name there. Hello, have you seen the sad news about Rob Stewart? I didn't watch all of the hour-long podcast on Primate Health, but I guess he's having tooth issues and stuff. I don't know who that is. Please regale me. I may be... Why have I only got 12 thumbs up? What's going on? Right, I'm going to sit here with my mouth shut until we've got 20 thumbs up. And I'm going to hold my breath. 18. Oh, I'm dying. Ah, thank you. You lovely people. Bologna of aroma. I've bought some samphire, but don't know what to do. What's it good for? So yeah, it's a real delicacy to these here parts, Norfolk. I actually have it raw. Most people blanch it, so just what is that, like lightly sort of steam it, I guess, or just toss it into water. Is it like boiling water? Just toss it in like really briefly. What is blanching? Someone comment below. I don't know. I have it raw. Yeah, I think you just cook it fairly minimally. Very delicious. At least Norfolk is good for something. The phlegm-faced vegan cakes are better, to be honest. So many more bases instead. Isn't it weird? Why would you want your cake to taste like something that comes out of a hen's ass? Judy Chambers, hey Henge, I had a gluten allergy. Is there anything you were going after an attack? I don't know that there's much you can do about it, really. So I got gluten quite badly about a month ago, and I had several sort of bits of repercussions from it. And what I find is I have to like not cram in too much food for a few days. But it really decimates me. I'll be like off work for like maybe 5 days or even more. I think maybe, I don't know, but I get the feeling like maybe pump some fluids through. Maybe that's sort of cleansing in some way. But I don't know that there's any sort of mainstream advice about that. I'd be interested to know myself, to be honest. But yeah, I really suffer with that badly. So you have my sympathy. Nutcrafter is really tasty. Yeah, that is good stuff. Michelle, I did a video about Rob Stewart today. Oh, I'd better look at this all up. Abhishek, is non-fortified nutritional yeast good? It looks rich in B. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's full of B vitamins except for B12 unless it's fortified. Yes, real powerhouse for B vitamins. It's also, I mean, it's not a plant food. It's actually a single-celled mushroom. So, you know, it's a fungi. By the way, you pronounce it fungi, not fungi. At least mycologists do, and they're the experts. Yeah, and I think there was a study done with endurance athletes and post competition, like ultra, like marathons and stuff like that. And then post competition, the ones that supplemented nutritional yeast all the time had 50% fewer incidences of upper respiratory tract infections, because people are prone to get sick after these sort of endurance events. But only half as much if we have nutritional yeast. So that's interesting. So when I'm not on a cut, I make that like a daily addition. Mr. Alex, you can make your own cheese with probiotic powders and cashews. Yeah, I saw a kit somewhere recently, and that was a little shop of vegans in Norwich, and they had all different sort of varieties you could make. Matt Manifest, hey Paul, was wondering where I can find a list of protein powders. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I tried to look for it recently and I couldn't find it. Do you know, actually, it's just come to me. I think Mike the Vegan did the video, and I imagine it appears in the video. It's probably about protein powders. If you search Mike the Vegan protein powder, I think that will probably come up. That's where I saw it. You're welcome, iVegan. Yeah, back. Any tips on good vegan foods to make strong teeth? It's just really whole plump foods, and you'll get your calcium, your vitamin K, your copper, all the things you need. Just basically the answer to every ill pretty much is eat some legumes, some whole grain, a good range of different coloured veg, a little fruit, a little nuts and seeds, all the herbs and spices. Pretty much just eat that stuff all the time. And the vast majority of things that we suffer and we get pain and we can die from and get, terrible disease and things, most of it's pretty much avoidable for the main, for the major part. Thanks, Lewis. Fancy pants cheese. Cheese. Yeah, that is some good stuff. I was so pleased they sent me that. Am I miles behind on the stream already? How long have we been going? 21 minutes. Terry Press, hi Paul. I have a lemon water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of cayenne. And this just kickstart your day. Yeah, brilliant. Lately, I've been having a litre of filtered water with juice of a lime and a pinch of sea salt, which I don't recommend that for a lot of people. I use pink Himalayan, but the fact is, I think that I'm so large and I sweat so much because I work out a lot. I cramp up really bad if I'm not careful. And I do have to keep my sort of electrolyte minerals up. Am I miles behind? Comment below. Yes to skip ahead. No to stay where I am in the stream. First 3 wins. And do just put your questions and comments back. And if you want me to see them, and I will try to get to him. I remember Foot Soldier coming ages ago, didn't you? So I feel like I'm, staying in and out. Yes, race leaver, that can't all be you saying it though. But I do it, all right, it can be. You win. Mostly because I want to skip ahead. Good old race leaver, I like your style. Oh, blanch is to throw into boiling water, take out, and then put onto ice to reheat later. Oh! Lloyd Christmas, it is Christmas. I just became a Patreon. Here's a start. Thanks for looking out for the animals, brother. Thank you so much. You're amazing. I really want to. I don't like to say it because I thought I'll always be PT, and I like being one-to-one with people and the banter and seeing people improve. But lately, I'm just very conscious that when I PT people, I'm just helping one person. And when I'm helping one person, I'm not speaking to 64 people in a live stream or 200,000 people in an Aldi video. Thanks, Lloyd. You're, wow. Oh, good Lord. It's all going crazy. Phil D, thank you, brother. Wife cooking aubergine curry inside. Have a great weekend. Thank you, brother. Guys, like I say, I was trying to say there, I appreciate your help so much because it means I've cut down to 4 days a week, basically, at the gym now. Cut down to 4, so hopefully I'll cut down to 3 soon. And yeah, things are taking off, and then I can just put more time into videos. And what I've really discovered, and what I will say, if I could give one bit of advice to young people, is follow your purpose. Follow Julie Chambers. What are you doing to me? I'm going to be going totes much in a minute. £9.99. I'm really grateful for your advice. You lovely people. I love you. Forgot what I was saying. I'm getting overcome with emotion. Guys, if you do a super chat, you're welcome to get any questions asked, but I feel like you just wanted to be really nice. So, yeah, thank you so much. Well, I forget what I was saying, so I'm just gonna stream it up, baby. Yeah, sorry, I was saying, yeah, so I've cut down from 5 days to 4. You know, if I can get that down to 3 soon, that means I'll have 4 days to put more time into videos. You know, that's just what I want to do. I just want to reach the world. And you guys are part of it, you know, you're making me able to do that. So you're just as key to this, you know. So thank you so much. Race Lever, smash thumbs up or Paul does the electric slide to a totally inappropriate song. And I can't dance either, so you don't want that. You really do not want that. Yale Becker just popped up on my recommendation on YouTube. I can't remember his channel off the top of my head, but he's a vegan fitness guy now turned carnivore. I can't remember what we're talking about. Someone enlighten me. Where are we? Hemocardia. What's up, Paul? Been a while since I've been on a live stream. Traps are looking more like mountains. I am so pleased with how well this bulk is going. I think what's happened is I've learned to be more patient. And in the past, when I'd cut, I'd lose too much weight too quickly and I'd drop mass. And when I'd bulk too quickly and I'd put on fat and then I wouldn't look muscular. So I was never happy with the way I looked. But now, because I'm doing this to be an example for the animals and not out of my ego, or not so much out of my ego, obviously vanity does play into it at least a little bit, as much as we might deny it. It's just working so much better. Vegan trucker lady, you... Oh, thank you, lovely. Where are we? Let me read that. Add us to your Arizona playing fair. Then hopefully I get hello there and meet you. Get there, meet you and Gemma. Yeah, I hope so too, my lovely. I hope so too. I really appreciate the love. I'll have a big hug waiting for you. Oh, thank you. Right, I can't remember if I was saying anything because I'm just overcome with all this support. Guys, where was I? Oh, there we are. Phil, you're welcome to ask something about alcohol. I don't recommend alcohol. It feeds bad bacteria in the gut and it kills good bacteria. These bacteria are the key to our physical and mental health. In the next few years, I will bet my life science is really going to bear that out. And we're going to see how pivotal these bacteria are. So tap water, chloride, you don't want that. It kills bacteria. You want to feed the good guys with soluble fibre and resistant starch. Basically whole plant foods. You want to not feed the bad guys by not eating animal proteins, fats, alcohol, refined sugar, you know, and that's really the biggest predictor of your lifespan and longevity is, are you Prevotella bacteria dominant in your gut or are you Bacteroides dominant? The good guys are whole foods vegan. I promise you that is the key and people are going to know about it soon enough. This science is like about 12 years in, you know, from the start 12 years ago, you know, and it's not really got out into the mainstream yet, but the smallest bit of research into all this stuff, it's so obvious that we're meant to eat whole plant foods and not other foods. It's so obvious. Right, I keep getting lost. Thank you, Michael. You're welcome, Abhishek. Hardik, can I ask broccoli rate at your location per? Are you asking the price of broccoli? And to be honest, I don't really know. I don't do the shopping and I'm terrible with being thrifty or things like that. I just shove it in the basket. I'm a bad person. The phlegm face, I'm visiting Norwich next week. I'm going to go vegan hunting. Yeah, well, there's a lot of us about. There's a lot of us about. If I get a spare hour or whatever, like on a lunch break or something, maybe we'll have a cuppa if you want to swing by the gym. Be good to see you. But yeah, you will be spoiled for choice, don't you worry. Peter Thompson's in the house. Pamela Lara. Vegan boy from India. Ryan M, have you heard of Primal Edge Health? He puts a lot of negative stuff about vegan. Nah, I have not. I'm too busy like looking to the solution to like the problem, you know, for the animals and for our health and save the planet. I'm so really quite focused on, you know, making the change and being positive. But yes, it is good to look at these other things. And sometimes I know when I do a sort of critique video, I know people really like it, so maybe I should look a bit more. Guys, if you ever see any... Oh, Olivia, you lovely lady. Let me just finish my thought quickly and then I'll get to that. If you see anyone that needs critiquing, you know, do give me a shout. And, you know, if I'm not working so much at the gym, hopefully I can get the videos out a bit more promptly and then we can address these nutters. Right, what's that lovely lady saying? Olivia Gill, been vegan 2.5 years, but lately I've been hitting the gym 6 times a week, rating only organic raw foods, but I feel my body fat percentage isn't reducing. Any tips? Thank you for the £5 super chat, hon. That is really helpful to me and very kind of you. So body fat. So the way I prescribe my clients to do it, and the way I do it, and I was dropping 1 kilo a week, like easy. Not that most people should drop 1 kilo a week. It's just that I've got more muscle mass and I can get away with that. But anyway, aim to drop ½ pound to £1 pound a week. That's sustainable over the long term and won't, you know, hurt your metabolism. You won't end up in a situation where you can be like skinny fat, but you're not gonna get the physique of your dreams. Basically, you want to eat a diet based around whole plant foods, high carb, lower fat. It'll be moderate protein. So when I look at a plate, I think like 1/4 legumes, 1/4 whole grains, a lot of vegetables, different colour veg, emphasise your leafy greens, a little fruit. You want a little bit of nuts and seeds because we do need some essential fatty acids. So I say for the masses, 1 or 2 tablespoons of flax and or chia seeds. I like to have 1 of each ideally. And then other nuts and seeds relative to that, you want these in balance. So your 3 and 6 is roughly in balance. So for an average client, to be honest, like it'll be a bit lower in the nuts because the chia seeds are high. I kind of count those as more like a nut really. So tablespoon of flax, tablespoon of chia, couple of walnut halves of Brazil nuts, so you got your selenium. That's really all the fats I recommend for the masses, unless you're much bigger, like more, you know, like a strength athlete and you need more energy, more total calories. I don't like saturates to go too high, and there are saturates in nuts and things as well. So, and I certainly don't add in a lot of avocado, no oil ever. That's horrible for our health. But yeah, so basically high carb, lower fat. On average, like the Broad study out of New Zealand 2014, they were losing £1 pound of fat a week, eating unlimited whole plant foods. But the secret is to eat lots of vegetables, a bit of legumes, a bit of whole grains, a bit of fruit, small amount of nuts and seeds, but don't go overboard on those. If anyone wants, I do nutrition plans still, so that'll be bespoke to your stats, caloric output, tastes. You know, we base the food around what you like, as long as it's whole plant foods. I charge £30 for that service. And basically, hit me up on email, henchherbivore@yahoo.com, and I send a questionnaire out, and we just do it like that. It's pretty quick, really. You just need some kitchen scales and some bathroom scales that do small increments. I'm going to skip forwards in the chat a bit. Guys, if I miss your comment or question, do pop it back in the chat and I will try to get to it. Race Lever's being silly. 6-string Slayer guitar man. Love your channel, Hench. You're my greatest vegan bodybuilding inspiration. And I learned a lot from your videos. Thank you, my friend. That is really nice of you to say. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're doing well. Ryan, why do people like Michaela Peterson seem to be getting healthier? Because they've messed their gut up, and then because healthy foods are causing symptoms to flare up. and because animal products don't have these certain compounds that cause the symptoms to flare up. But what they do have is no fibre to mend the problem in the gut. So yeah, they're not seeing the symptoms, but they're not curing the disease. And if anything, they're making the disease worse, because we need, as I said before, those Prevotella bacteria, they eat the fibre, they create short-chain fatty acids. One is called butyrate, which is the only substrate that feeds these colonocytes, the cells of the colon wall. It's not fed by the bloodstream, it's fed by short-chain fatty acids. Well, if we're not putting those in, they're not getting fed. We're going to develop bigger and bigger holes in the colon. Now, any foods you eat, particles are going to get in, like undigested proteins. You know, over time, you're going to get reactions to nearly every food that you put in there. You know, as I say, the slightest bit of research into gut microbiome, you'd know that we're meant to eat whole plant foods and not other foods. And yeah, so they're simply not exhibiting symptoms. I promise they'll be making the problem worse, though. Mr. Alex, would you say gut health is more important than heart disease risk? You know, heart disease is the biggest killer of humans. So that's like about 1 in 2 Westerners dies from that. So that's extremely important. Gut health plays into like heart disease risk. So for instance, if we're eating animal proteins, oh no, what is it? Sorry. If we're eating choline in eggs or carnitine in meat, these bacteroides, these pathogenic bacteria, that's what they eat. And they produce trimethylamine, which oxidizes in our liver. Now, so, yeah, trimethylamine oxide, it actually shunts cholesterol into the walls of the endothelium, so the blood vessel. So it basically accelerates atherosclerosis deposition, and it actually makes it hard for our bodies to clear cholesterol out of the bloodstream. So like, say eggs, you know, they've got cholesterol, they've got fat, and they've got choline, which accelerates atherosclerosis even more, and it stops the cholesterol from leaving the cell. It's so bad. So gut health is heart disease risk. Basically, gut health is probably like the root cause of much of the disease we face, probably, if we really look at it. And I think science will just uncover it more and more and more. And I say, you know, and it's a bit like saying, do you want to be stabbed or shot? I don't want either. So look after your gut and look after your heart. And oftentimes it's by the same mechanisms, because, you know, animal saturates are going to feed terrible bacteria and going to clog your arteries. So it's all the same, really. We used to think about brain health and heart health, but it all runs off the same circulatory system. So sat fat in the coronary artery gives you a heart attack. Sat fat in the capillaries of the brain gives you a stroke. But it's the same root cause, you know. We're starting to realise that we're more of a unit rather than all these separate systems going on. Oh, Impractical Banter's in the house. You are my little friend from Leeds, aren't you? Oh, I've got that right, haven't I? That guy's awesome, folks, if you didn't know. Flemface, if you've got a free moment, I'd love to see you. Yeah, I mean, I do get extremely busy, but do shoot me a message. And yeah, if I have got a spare moment, we'll hook up, but that'll be really nice. We'll have a green tea together. That'd be nice, won't it, if you like green tea? James Highland, Paul, big fan. People now talking about insulin resistance when a lot of carbs are concerned. Is there any truth to this? No. Do you recommend 2 meals a day to counter this? I think you can eat like as many meals as you want, really. I like to eat 4 just because I eat so much whole plant food and it's a lot of volume. No, insulin resistance is caused by intramyocellular lipids. So fats lodged inside the muscle cells. You can think of them as gum inside a lock. Now the key can't get in, the insulin can't get in to let the glycogen in. And it's reversible, and mostly it's from animal fats. I mean, it is saturates, so you can get saturates in plant foods as well, but a lot more ubiquitous in animal foods. So it's saturated fat, it's toxic breakdown products, it's free radicals, you know, just associated with this fat in the muscle cells. And the way to get rid of it is to go on a fat loss diet, not put in loads of fats. So again, like the answer to most of the ills in the West, it's a whole food, high carb, low fat, whole foods, plant-based diet. And when you look in nature, if you were now in the rainforest, if you're in the jungle, we haven't got claws, we haven't got fangs, we're not born with rifles. You know, we can craft some crude like implements, but 9 times out of 10, ancient method hunting, you come back empty-handed. Even like the best people. There's no bags of nuts. There's no jars of nut butter. There's certainly no jars of oil. You know, what is there? There's a plethora of delicious fruit which attracts us. There's foliage. We can dig up tubers year round and cook because we developed the technology like 2 million years ago or whatever it was. So I've seen type 2 diabetes reversed with whole plant foods, high carb, low. The fat is a problem. It's a bit like getting large, filling up the sprinkler head of a watering can, putting water in, the water comes back out and you say, oh, watering can's not designed for water, look, it's messed up. No, get the lard out of the way and now it works the way it's meant to. It's exactly the same thing. There's a great book, The Program for Preventing and Reversing Diabetes by Dr. Neil Barnard. If anyone's suffering with diabetes, get them that book. He's amazing. He's reversed several thousand cases by this point, and I've seen it reversed in my clients as well. It is true. Yashua, how old were you when you went vegan? Oh, 37, 38. It was 7 years ago, basically. I'm now 44. Best decision I ever made, but in so many different ways you won't believe. I sees you. No, that's not me. Right. I don't think that's for me. It's my foot soldier. Primal Edge Health is so stupid you can't figure out who agrees with him or not. Oh, yeah. Is that the guy you highlighted recently? Yeah, there is, isn't it? Yeah, I like that video. Funface, they say have a Brazil nut or 2 a day. Yeah, one I think is pretty much enough, or it might. I think it's enough, or maybe just the rest of your diet will provide that little bit extra you need. 2's all right. 4 or more, I believe, can be a toxic level of selenium, so you don't go mad with them. Vigard Solberg. Hi, Hench. Any tips for someone who's starting to go to the gym? Any programs or anything? Yeah, if you look at my playlists, there's one called Training, I think, or Workouts. It's a playlist, and there's like beginner, intermediate, advanced. All for free. Ryan. And welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've seen your name on there before. So if not, welcome. It's good to have you on board. Nathaniel Cheeseman is in the house. Nathaniel, you were on the other night, but I don't think I got to you in time before you left. And you said something which I wanted to address, but I've forgotten what it was. So feel free to put it down again. Matt's Manifest, looking forward to VegFest London. We'll look for you in Gemma. No, who else is going? Good, yeah, come and hang out. I'm going to be at the Vivo Live stand most of the time. Who else is going? Do you know, I don't really... Oh, I do know who's going. The whole of the Vivo Life affiliate athletes. So Brian Turner, Derek Simnet, Bianca Taylor, Nemo's girlfriend, Nemo Delgado, all of them, John Venus. Yeah, I think I didn't realise how many athletes they had, because they only tend to, from my perspective, they seem to just have like the sort of creme de la creme. So I felt very honoured to be asked to be an affiliate. Yeah, there's about a dozen. Maddie Limburner, Raw Alignment. Yeah, not Raw Alignment. Raw Varna, sorry. Yeah, all of those guys. So it's going to be something else. Lawrence, I'm coming in late and can't stick around. I just want to say hi. What's up? Thanks for joining, my friend. Now, we've got 69 people in the room and only 37 thumb ups. I'm going to hold my breath until we get 44 thumb ups. I'm dying. Don't mind me, I'm dying. Oh, good. This works really well. I should do this every evening. Thanks, guys. Oh, got a bit dizzy. Jamir, where do you get most of your protein from? I get all my protein from, well, not all of it, most of it from whole plant foods. I have a couple of scoops of Vivo Life Perform protein powder, which digests really well. So, yeah. I suppose in terms of whole foods, I guess legumes, I have 3 cans of legumes a day. I have a couple of 100 grams of quinoa typically, which is about 30, getting on for 30 grams of protein. It's all in there, you know, it's just all in there. I don't really think of what's a protein food. I just think in terms of I need these different types of whole plant foods to be helpful, and then the protein just comes with it. You know, for the masses, you don't need a supplement at all. For an average person, when I write a nutrition plan for a non-gym goer, on average, they get twice as much protein as the World Health Organization recommends. So it's really not an issue. Race lever, an ape, which humans are, thinks it needs to be like a cat or some other carnivore to be well as a delusional ape. Yeah, I totally agree. I see you. Hey, Paul, earlier did you say that you don't recommend pink Himalayan sea salt? I don't really recommend any salt is the point. You know, it's really high in sodium and we don't want too much sodium. We certainly don't need sodium chloride table salt. But like I say, I cramp up if I don't have at least a little bit. So I do put it in myself. So do as I say, not as I do type thing. You know, it raises blood pressure, which I don't have a problem with. Mine's through the floor. But it does raise your risk for like stomach cancers. And it blocks your production of superoxide dismutase, which is a real powerful antioxidant. And you want that to be high at the time when the food particles are in your bloodstream to undo oxidative stress inside the endothelium. But salt blocks that from being produced. So yeah, it's not good, really. It's not good. But I feel like I need to, if not, I'm just cramping up and I'm just like done in, which isn't very conducive to training or a happy life. Especially when you wake up in the middle of the night, like cramped to hell. Right, we've been going for nearly 50 minutes. I'm going to do an hour because we need to do a walk tonight, me and Jem. But I will do, yeah, we'll do another 12 minutes or so. So get your questions in. 6 strings. Can one drop body fat and increase muscle mass at the same time? Not very well. Like a raw beginner will do all right. Over time, it's decreasing returns. And once you're moderately well trained, really, except for coming back after a layoff, it don't really work. You need it to be really in a surplus of calories to grow and detriment or deficit to lose fat. And I say, like, choose one really. And, you know, get to that point where you're happy and then switch protocols. It's a lot faster and it's more sustainable. Nathaniel, have you been to Hillside? I certainly have. I love it. I was really impressed that they had a vegan snack bar thing. That's huge. Lee, which other vegan YouTubers do you watch? To be honest, I don't have a lot of time to watch loads because I'm trying to, I've got my various businesses and I'm trying to create videos and etc. But there are a few I watch. Foot Soldier, Vegan Geese, Family Freedom. All the fitness channels really so that I just know what the competition's doing and I can rip them off. But no, I'm quite good friends with those guys as well. So it's nice to keep in touch. But yeah, not a whole lot really, just because I'm so busy trying to create my own stuff and grow my Instagram and my YouTube. And, you know, I'm a PT and a nutritionist and a speaker and got a million things to try and fit into the day. So it's not easy. Oh, Derek Simnet's in the house. I've talked him up. What's up, brother? Guys, if you probably know Derek because, you know, he's a bigger channel than me, but he's basically doing the same sort of thing over in Canada, except he's into his calisthenics instead of bodybuilding, but he's awesome on nutrition. And he's a lovely, lovely man, and his lovely Mrs. Crystal. So go check them out if you've not already. Not yet. Stay on the stream for the next 10 minutes, but then go and subscribe and give them some love. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in London very soon, Derek. It's gonna rock, brother. It's gonna rock. Vegan extremist. There's a disease where you can't break down choline and stink horribly like fish. Well, that's just called karma. That's just called karma. Will Chip, I'm volunteering at London Veg Fest. Nice. I saw you at a Veg Fest, didn't I? Was it Brighton Veg Fest? I can't remember. Oh, keep out, bro. Had to pop and say hi. Have a nice walk tonight. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the love. Phlegm face. I could go for a green tea. I'll message you on one of the platforms. And yeah, lovely. Nice. I look forward to it, my lovely. I see you. I know a lot of vegan YouTubers know their nutrition and anatomy. Yeah, there's some good people about. Derek's one of my very favourites, actually. Lewis, would trying veganism for a week give me a true indication of how I would feel if I went full-time, or would I initially feel worse? Depending on how you're eating now, most probably you might feel quite crappy. And the reason being, as I alluded to earlier, is the gut microbiome, you'll be set up to be Bacteroides dominant, so you wouldn't have enough Prevotella strains to process the whole plant foods. I would say to get a real understanding of how well you can feel, and I don't like to say this as a vegan, but I would probably advise people to spend about 6 weeks slowly bringing down their current diet intake and slowly up in whole plant foods. And by the end of the 6 weeks, hopefully we're whole plant foods. And then probably you want to try that for 3 weeks. And after that point, if you didn't feel absolutely amazing, I would be very, very shocked. I think the only people that wouldn't feel amazing if people have really developed terrible gut issues from the terrible previous diet. And, you know, there's ways to treat that, to test and treat. And I'm not much of an expert on that, but Goji Man, who's another vegan YouTuber, go and subscribe to him. He's been through all that, and he's got a very good understanding of it, the tests you need and how to treat it. But for the masses, no, you'll feel amazing. I have bet my life on it, because it's the way I eat, that it is our species-specific food. It prevents 14 of the 15 leading causes of death in the West. It treats most of them. It reverses 3, including heart disease, which kills every other Westerner. Just with nutrition alone, it's huge. And if you want to give it a try and you want some help, just holler at me and we'll get you some help. Good question. And, you know, as a vegan, like I say, I don't really want to say, really, as a vegan, I want to say, yeah, just get rid of that and just eat the vegan foods. But number one, some vegan foods are as harmful as animal products. And number two, I've seen too many people go 100% whole plant foods from eating a junk food and animal products diet. And then this massive amount of fibre like messes them up, like I say, because they've not got the right microbes to process it. So they say, oh, my body can't handle this fibre, I'm never doing that again. See, that's my concern. So it's like the greater good, really. But yeah, it don't feel nice to have to say that. But I think that is the truth of it. But very good question. Nikki, is there collagen in pig's feet and cow feet? I wouldn't know. I'm not really an animal foot connoisseur. But what I will say is any compound in an animal pretty much came from compounds found in plants. Luckily, we're animals, so we just need to eat those same compounds, which means we just need to eat whole plant foods, and we make those compounds ourselves. But when we get pre-made animal-based nutrients, tends to cause harm. So pre-made cholesterol, retinol, which is vitamin A, like pre-made, is very easily to get toxic amounts of that. You know, arachidonic acid, like the long-chain omega-6, that is a killer. You know, it's just so pro-inflammatory. Whereas when we take in the short-chain omega-6 in smaller amounts, and if we get an infection and we need to make some inflammation, well, we make enough, but we're not got it all the time. So that's really the key. The phlegm phase. I'm going to use this holding breath tactic on streams. It's genius. It's really good, isn't it? I was going to do one more just to see how many thumbs up we could get, but we're 5 more minutes on the stream, so I won't do that to you. 5 more minutes. I'm trying to get through as many people as I can. Cosmo, what about wild game meat? Does it affect the body different? It's still got trans fats, cholesterol, sat fat, choline. It's got a list of negative as long as you are. And when you cook the meats, you get nitrates, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, heterocyclic amines. These are like sort of gases that you just have to breathe in and they give you cancer. Whereas whole plant foods are protective. So don't do it. Peter O'Brien! Just giving him his shout out. You're welcome to that. Gemma, I've got 4 more minutes and we'll do our walk, shall we? No. Okay. And Derek Simnet came in and said, enjoy your walk, and just wanted to say hi. He's nice, isn't he? Honestly, guys, if you haven't subbed to him, go and sub. He's great stuff. Really nice. Hey, he's really nice.
And Crystal.
Yeah, and Crystal's nice, isn't she? Really nice. Vegan Soulbug, have you tried a sensory deprivation tank? I tried it the other day. Pretty cool experience, even if the guy who had the shop was a bit too hippie for my liking. I've not, but we've thought about it, haven't we, Jem?
I wasn't listening.
Sensory deprivation tank.
Yes.
We've thought about it. Yeah, we would like to. Yeah, maybe we will get round to that. Sounds very cool. Lewis, have you thought about supplementing potassium with your food? Hypokalemia. Hypokalemia. Oh, you have that? I try not to take any more supplements than I have to. And I get a lot of potassium from my food. So the only other thing I add in a bit more of is magnesium, actually. And that seems, because my carbs, if I don't have much sodium or magnesium, my carbs are doing this all the time. It's really like little fingertips are like sort of, what's the phrase? Forgot the phrase. But anyway, like I get these ripples in my carbs all the time, unless I have more of that. Palpate. Palpate was the word. Ding, 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 ding. What do we got for him, Johnny? John Jackson, Friday the 12th of October 2018, the day I went vegan. Wow. That's today. Is it? Yeah.
I'm not listening, sorry.
Oh, flippin' heck.
I'm trying to study things for tomorrow, sorry.
How come you gone vegan? And well done, and you rock. And welcome to the vegan club. The first rule of vegan club is you have to talk about vegan club. Oh, I'm miles behind again, aren't I? I'm miles behind. Oh, I'm going to zip forward. Oh, not all that far behind. What have we got? 2 minutes. I'll zip forwards. Alan Graham, your hand, hope you're well. Just joined the chat and finished my 7K run. Good, man. Good, man. Yeah, I'm really good. Life is just amazing at the minute. Mostly thanks to you guys and your kind support. I'm really pleased. Noble and Savage, don't breathe, wait till I come to the stream halfway through a question. Hi, Paul and Jem. Hi, Noble and Savage. Are you new here? I don't recognise that name, do I? Plant-based is in the house. This is an amazing vegan supermarket that's not happened yet, but we need you to make it happen. So check them out on the social medias. And please, can you share their GoFundMe? Please, plant-based. We need a supermarket in Norwich. And so if you can donate, we'll really love you. Or if you can't donate, please, can you just share it? And please, all right, or there'll be trouble.
Drink this.
Oh, God.
What cheese do you want tonight?
I can't tell you now. I've only got 55 seconds to answer these questions.
Oh, sorry.
What do you take for omega-3? Flax and chia seeds. That's what you want. Don't have an oil for that. It's horrible. Oh, you can take EPA, DHA, algae supplement. That's worth taking on top as a safeguard. James has been vegan for 2 years. That's freaking awesome. the sander. Hi Paul, what are your thoughts on packaging in Tetra Pak instead of canned? Not all areas recycle that, but my area does, and it's less harmful in terms of endocrine disruptors. So yeah, get on that if you can. Twisted, hippie, I jumped when you shouted then, sorry. Thanks guys. Oh, Indiegogo, sorry, for plant-based. Indiegogo, not GoFundMe. Oh, I'm such a drip. Andrew Buller, how do you feel about vegans jumping ship? You can't headbutt people because it's not vegan. Noble and Savage, I am savage. I just saw myself on the replay. That was quite scary, wasn't it? I thought I was really nice and unscary now. Noble and Savage, I am savage banana soup. Went to Scotland, didn't you? And they don't eat plants here. Oh dear. What's the tofu question? Go. Ask me the tofu question now. Go. Tofu question me. If it's about the healthfulness of it, I say it's all right. You lose about half the minerals, so eat soybeans like more regularly and things. But yeah, well, that's the hour. I really must go. How do I feel about tofu? I just now told you. I have it on a rare occasion. I don't make it a staple because you lose half the minerals. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Guys, thank you for joining me. Thanks for all the support, all the comments, the thumbs up, and you kind people that donated money to make me able to live my dream. And soon I'm going to give up my normal job and just do this full time and save the world. And you're going to have helped in that. So you rock. If you're new here and you want to find out all about how to develop an awesome physique or just optimize your health without harming the animals or environment, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you're notified of new videos and new live streams. But to be fair, most evenings, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, UK time, we'll have a video or a stream for you going forwards because I really want to make this work. And thank you so much for your help in me doing that. Peace!